This week has been a very busy, overwhelming week, and I put on spooky music to play with building. But I actually think I want the quiet, which is not really typical for me. Um, I mean, like, I like quiet when I'm overstimulated, but I mean, even then, I kind of like picking the noise that I have. And I usually like something going on um, in the background. Like, I put on, I mean, actually, the reason that I'm making this content is because I frequently put on just people playing games in the background. It's like just a comfort thing. So I don't know, I guess I'm really just trying to give back some content because of all the content that I've consumed. And yeah, I usually just like something going on at all times, pretty much, like whether it's a podcast. Um, I like true crime and. Oh, wait, no, that was the way I wanted it. I like true crime and I like spooky and um, I don't know. I always just like a spooky vibe to whatever I'm listening to because I find that most comforting, really. My mom, when I was a kid, my mom watched Forensic Files and Court TV all the time. And, you know, of all the things that scarred me, I really don't think those were the scarring ones. Yeah. Um, I remember being you would think it would scar me because I was like 9 years old when the Danielle Van Dam case came up, and she was an 8 year old who had been, uh, you know, bad stuff happened. Really bad. And she didn't make it. And there was like, my mom watched, um, like, followed that religiously, which I don't blame her because, when you have a 9 year old and this awful thing happens to an 8 year old, you're like, I want to see justice for, you know, that little girl or kid. And so, yeah, she followed it, I guess, I guess, I don't know, maybe it was the same reason I listen to and watch true crime now, which is like, I guess, knowing maybe like even how to avoid bad things happening, what to do, what to look out for. And you never really get those answers because you could do everything right and something terrible could happen. Or you could do everything, quote unquote, wrong and nothing bad happen. So I don't think I don't know. I just don't think I don't think it works quite like that. But I think that is part of at least my motivation in consuming true crime. And so I was like 9, and my mom was following that, and we watched on Court TV. We watched the case of I don't even remember his name, the dirtbag that you know, the dirtbag that did all the bad things, and uh, he did end up getting convicted. But that was so like on some of my favorite podcasts, or you know, the podcast is my favorite murder that was kind of like pushed me into listening to podcasts. That was my first podcast. And they have like, what's your hometown story? What is the story that got you, or case that got you aware of true crime, really. And that was that summer, I think was like the summer that we had cable. And so I watched a lot of, I don't know, probably like Golden Girls, and my mom watched Court TV. And so it was um, Lacey and Scott Peterson and the Danielle Van Dam case. So those were the two that were like my introduction to true crime. I am not having any luck trying to figure out decor. I have no idea what to do with this space since it's not going to be like a functional space. I mean, maybe I should turn it into a functional space, but it's more of just like a spooky space. Because the haunted house on Sims 3, you can actually go in and see. So I'm not sure what to do or put here. Like my brain is totally blank. I had the idea of, making some tunnels with spooky stuff, but I don't know if I have any ideas of like what I actually have as far as materials to do that or like items. Let me turn on bb dot show hidden objects. There we go. Okay. So I guess this part is especially with having show hidden objects on, I like to just go through and see what looks kind of spooky. I must have put this here because I see it now. What looks kind of like it might match a vibe that I'm going for down the road, and just have it around so that, because sometimes it's hard to go back and find it, and since it's like by debug, you can't, I don't know, you can't always easily get to it, and it's not something that you're used to seeing again and again, so you're like, oh, I know it's in this section. So yes, I'm just browsing for inspiration at this point. I did have gargoyles, whoops, on the like mausoleum thing that I showed y'all before. So, and I thought that was a vibe, so I'm gonna go ahead and put these. I think I'll change the base because I don't think I like those permanently. Also, I have another lot somewhere that I have this lady, like just giant. And I think I have an idea. I am trying to build a lot that has the BioShock vibes, like Art Deco steampunk is what I've come to call it. Even though I already have a bit of that in in one of the houses that I showed in another video. Is that a dragon? What are you? Oh my goodness. You're like a goat. Are you a chupacabra? Oh, winged llama of death. That's so cute. I want like a little, it's like a garden gnome, and I want that instead of a garden gnome. A statue of Horus. Ooh, spooky. Oh, I did remember there's like a seance table. So I'll definitely grab that at some point. Oh, okay. This is. I guess I had these. Um, and you can separate. Yeah, so maybe I'll just go ahead and do that instead of these. Because that's not quite as much. That's kind of wicked. And yeah, I guess if I look at it, it looks like kind of just like my game glitched out. So maybe. Do I want to put this on a platform at all? Maybe? Maybe at some point I will. Okay, continuing the search for inspiration. Oh, that's too cutesy. That's kind of cute. Ooh. I don't know. Oh, yeah, I guess I was just talking about how I like all the stuff I watch and consume, most of it to be a little bit on the spooky side. Probably because my mom was a murderino. I'm a murderino, which is the term used by the folks over at My Favorite Murder podcast to describe, you know, people that are into true crime or whatever, you know. I don't know. I think I might actually make tonight a rather short video. I actually kind of like that. It's hello, kitty cat. Hi, meow meow. What doing, beans? What doing, beanie? Yeah, I think I might make it a kind of short night just because I wouldn't mind hanging out and listening to a podcast or something. Can't really do that and record a video. Might even just like listen to a podcast and play. Work on this and then just give a tour later. Because, you know, I still want to. That's usually what I do. I put on. This is. Okay, this is not going to be like this. Don't have no fear. I'm just. I don't know. Thinking of like. Want to use some stuff. Want to use this stuff somehow, but I don't know how yet. But yeah, I usually like put on. I really like the Watcher Folk. That's not what it's called. It's called the Watcher Channel, and it's the guys that did BuzzFeed Unsolved, and they started their own. They started their own channel, and I wasn't really feeling it at first, but they made. I don't know what got me over back to that channel. It was like a couple years after it started, and then I was like, oh dang, I actually really like their new content. And so I watched that, even though I've watched all their stuff that is like on the spooky side of things. I keep watching it. I'm gonna use that for my Art Deco steampunk thing, just because I got ideas. That too. So yeah, I watched all of that. And I really just like put it on the background while I play stuff or do stuff. And then I like a few different spooky podcasts. Uh, I used to really like Let's Not Meet, but I I don't know. I feel like it's not quite what it was when it started, and also I think the community around it isn't as like awesome as some of the other communities of people that listen to spooky things. I wish they had a black suit of armor. Like these just nah. So yeah, I still listen to that every once in a while, but I'm always like, I kind of miss the old content from it that were like really. If you've ever like watched or read the Let's Not Meet subreddit, um, a common complaint on there is that people will be like, "This doesn't belong on Let's Not Meet. That should go on Creepy Encounters or whatever." So like basically, it's not the Let's Not Meet standard was something truly outside of the norm, rather than like, you know, as women, most of us have had very creepy experiences with dudes. But a lot of the time, you know, I think those are more common, and a lot of the times they're more based on, not based on, but like since we've like learned to trust our instincts, the situations don't get like super hairy because we're like, we're not messing with that. Like, bye, bye, creepy dude. Um, what is that? Captain's door. What is a captain's door? Seriously, what is this? What is happening? That is pretty neat. I like that. I'm gonna use that for something, but I don't know what. Obviously. Oh yeah. So those things were typically like, you know, the creep encounters that we all have end up on, you know, creepy encounters. And Let's Not Meet is more like the super strange, like not just every woman's experience with creeps. Um, but I think more recently, the Let's Not Meet podcast has gone from the very strange, elaborate stories of or experiences of people to more of the kind of common ones of women coming into contact with absolute creeps constantly. And while those are super valid and yeah, those are really valid things that need to be talked about, but I don't really want to consume them as entertainment. Not that like the really the more intense, like scary things, close encounters, um, are any more acceptable to consume as entertainment, but it's so out of the norm that I think it just makes sense to be curious because you know, most of us will never experience those things. Whereas, um, hearing about the women's experiences with creeps is kind of like, yeah, I've been there, done that. I don't really want to listen to it as entertainment because I'm not fascinated by that. I am just, I'm frustrated at how common it is. I don't know. But I still do occasionally listen to that. Also, where are those doors that. Oh, yeah, they're there. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and turn these. There we go. But yeah, like I was saying, I do still listen to that occasionally, but it's not like one of my go-tos as much anymore. I have recently been watching like Markiplier videos a lot. But those are more. I have to be in the mood because Markiplier's got like, you know, energy for days. Uh, so, what are some of the other ones? Again, My Favorite Murder. Uh, let's see. I'm trying to think because I know I've got a few. Oh, I really enjoyed Parkdale Haunt. Is a podcast out of Toronto. And it's just I find it very enjoyable, and it took a few episodes because some of the earlier things were like, I wonder what it could be, and you're like, you did this thing and that's what's causing you to be haunted by, whatever. Anyway, so there was some early frustration with it, but it is one of those that I listen to again and again. Should I move this back or I don't know. I want this right here to be the bathroom. I was not at first going to make this whole thing a bathroom, but I don't really know what to do with the upstairs here. I think down here is just going to be the tunnels. Oh, and I forgot that I have an upstairs. Okay. 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 So maybe I'll move this over here and then do the stairs upwards there, just so that the upward stairs don't interfere with the windows over here. But, what was I saying? Parkdale Haunt is, I love that it's got some, bisexual representation. I love that it I don't know. It's just a vibe. So the basic premise is these two friends, best friends, they work in, I guess, like a podcasting studio or media studio of some kind, not podcasting, I don't think. Media studio of some kind, and one of them just found out that she inherited a house from her biological grandparents. Yeah, I guess that's fine. she hadn't even really met her biological grandparents. I think she said she'd talked to them very briefly, and and then they passed away not that long after. And when she tells her friend this, her friend gets the idea to start a podcast about the explore or the renovation, not exploration, no, the renovation of the house, because it's, it's not in the best condition. It is a big old house. And then weird stuff starts happening. The girl who inherited the house, Claire, starts to sleepwalk. Oh, actually, the podcast starts off with Judith, the best friend, being like, Claire is missing, and I need to figure out why, where she is, what happened. And so it kind of goes from there. Hmm. And I really enjoy that one. Another one that I'd enjoyed in the past and listened to several times was, again, I'm not like sitting and listening to them diligently. I put them on the background and do what I'm gonna do anyway. I play my games, I do my dishes, I clean my apartment, I scoop cat boxes. So it's just always on. And it's called Call of the Void was another one that I listened to several times and quite enjoyed. I like ones that have like enjoyable interpersonal relationships, because I don't always follow storylines very well, but that interpersonal relationships are the thing that keep me going on a storyline or keep me interested in a show, because plot lines aren't that interesting if you don't have characters that you find relatable and likable, in my opinion. So I actually, I'm gonna go ahead and I think move this over here. I wanted to have a second entrance to this, though. And I think that's why I put that here, because I was going to block off this part. Huh. What am I... But public restrooms take up a good bit of space because you have to make individual stalls and yada yada. But Call of the Void is... Gosh, I can't even remember how that starts. Okay, so I guess I need to obviously listen to that again. Oh, it starts off with some siblings whose father is, I guess, like a physicist, some kind of scientist, I'm pretty sure. And he went missing and has just shown up. But he is I think, confused and he's blind. And he wasn't blind before. And he wasn't confused before. And after... That might be kind of cool. I'm actually going to make them a nice bathroom, though. And I don't know, a haunted house bathroom could be kind of cool. Although, no. Nobody likes nasty public restrooms. And after... Gosh, I cannot remember the whole plot line of how the characters meet. Yep. Nope. But somehow there's another woman in town who somehow gets sucked into it, and she's got like this connection to whatever is happening to their dad. And it's kind of just like the unfolding of that. And it's I guess a friendship kind of develops between the son of the guy who went missing and then came back blind and eventually dies in a couple of days after returning. It develops between... Stop, I want... Click. Wait. Develops between him and the girl who is involved. And they had gone to school with each other when they were younger. So they already kind of knew each other, but life kind of took them separate ways, and then they reconnect and realize that there's something that the dad was involved with that played with time and space a little bit in ways that it shouldn't have. And it really gives, like, honestly, very similar, very similar in a lot of ways to, like, Stranger Things. Because it's like, it's not totally horror, it's strays towards sci-fi more. But it's quite enjoyable regardless. I usually go for like horror rather than sci-fi, but it's got enough mystery that I'm like, okay, I'll give it a go. And really strong interpersonal relationships that I quite like, so that's the real moneymaker in my opinion. Ew. I want something that goes with this because I think these are just like a lovely way to light a room. They're just really soft. Bring them down here. A little more. They're soft and they are like... I'm not... I can see that being like an accent wall. Or if they have a... Yeah. Yes, I like that. Okay. But since these are high ceilings, I never do high ceilings. I am gonna have to figure out what to do up top to make it not so bare. I think the cabinet are the hardest in Sims 4 because there's nothing that I like. There's nothing that I like. I guess, I was mid-sentence on that one, but full stop still makes sense. Nothing that I really like. Because the ones that I like the design of, like these, don't have the right color combos. Like, I would pick that one in a heartbeat, but I want darker wood on it. And these, these are great, but again, I want darker wood. I'm a real snob when it comes to getting the right, color combos, especially on wood. No, not lighting. I don't know why I went to lighting. I meant plumbing. Where's your plumbing? What do I want to put there? So, yeah, Call of the Void and some of my backup ones, I guess you could call them, are I like it's called there's something scary, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. Something with Nighty Night with Rabia Shabri. I quite like that one, but there aren't enough to binge repeatedly. I'm looking at my podcasts right now. Oh my gosh, how could I forget? Bailey Sarian. I love Bailey Sarian's content because I think she is quite empathetic and a kind person. Maybe I'll add that back here. Yeah, she's kind and empathetic, and not that other people who deal with true crime and whatnot aren't. It's just she's hilarious, but the humor always feels respectful of the people that are victims, supportive, and I don't know. I think she's funny just on her own, but that she never does it at the expense of anybody except for the real douchebags who deserve it. And I used to not feel weird about My Favorite Murder, but some of the things they have said, I guess more recently, I don't know. I guess I've just been kind of oh wait, that might not be cool. So Bailey Sarian is a really great, I don't want to say alternative, but I think is a really great example of how to be hilarious without being hilarious and irreverent, but without being too crass. Nope, she's crass too. I've loved that about her. Too insensitive. Yeah, there's never a point where I question whether or not she's remembering that there are people in the middle of this. What about that? No, I didn't. I don't know, y'all. I'm old Greg. What did it mean to you to see that? Okay, I think this will be good. I can't not have like steampunky on my mind, steampunkish stuff on my mind. So I know that's not centered. Whatever. Whatever. You don't know me. You don't know me like that. I don't know why, but I always I always say that to like my mom and my partner, especially my mom. I think it's funnier that way because like she didn't know me. She birthed me. Like, hi mom. Um, but I think it's always fun to like tease like you don't know me. Why I think that's funny? I don't know. Cause I said so. Um, I don't know. I don't think I love that. It just takes up too much space and makes it look a little bit closed in. And I don't want it to look closed in. Uh Ooh, what if I like Alice in Wonderland and put like a can I not raise that up? Put a fireplace up there. Like just pure chaos of like where things should be. That'd be cool. I could be into that. Yeah. I actually think I am gonna do that. I'm gonna find surfaces. I'm gonna put shelves there. I'm gonna put a shelf there. You don't know me. You don't know what I got. I got a mangina. That's what old Greg says. I'm old Greg. And now I'm like, did that age very well? I don't know. Um, but regardless, old Greg is an absolute classic. So if you haven't seen that, maybe check it out. Okay, I like that. And then something to kind of fill in up there. Do you want to fill it in with shelves of some kind or fireplaces or like what to fill it in with? Hmm. When I was younger and so oh, so yesterday or last night I dealt with my first issue of like copywritten material on YouTube. It was I was playing BioShock and there was a huh, there was like 2 minutes where the game was playing Beyond the Sea. Somewhere beyond the sea. And so when the video processed in like 2 hours, it popped up with a copyright claim. And so I was like, dang, I don't know how to deal with that. And, the technology navigating all of that and what you can do without like getting editing software, blah, 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 blah. Um, so yeah, but YouTube has a feature where I don't know what to put up there. YouTube has a feature where it can remove the audio, or it can either mute that section of audio altogether, which is, not ideal because there's like sounds that make it part of the experience and commentary. And I was actually kind of bummed because I really was enjoying and vibing with that song. Cutie pie. Cutie pie beanie. Um, but there was a feature, I guess a beta feature, where it like removes the copyrighted material and tries to scrub it and leave the rest. And so I gave that a try, and it actually worked quite well. There are just a couple of little auditory remnants in there that you're like, there might have been something else going on there. But like, if you don't know that it's there, you're probably not going to know that. What do you want, Beanie? What do you want? My kitty cat standing on my desk. Hello, kitty cat. Hello, meow meow. Hello, meow meow. This is a good time to take a break for water too. When I'm playing games, I just forget to drink water, and I forget to pee too. No, I don't forget to pee, but like I don't pee when I should. Because I have to pee constantly and I'd be always getting up. Okay. So I think that I actually do like the idea of putting a fireplace up there, but that doesn't take away the question of what else to put up there. So maybe I should leave the fireplace to the end. Uh, yeah, probably. What do you want, Beanie? Beanie is nudging my hand. What? What do you want, sweet girl? She's like, pet me, not your computer, lady. Beanie is like my sister. She's my mom's cat. Hi, Mom. Hi again. Um, and she's my mom's, like, my mom adores this cat. She was her big baby when she was a kitten. And they were part of like feral litters around my aunt's house that my aunt took in uh, to rescue and take care of until they could find homes. And my mom was like, and my aunt does this all the time. Like, ooh, yeah, I think that's it. Just as like a placeholder. Oh, God, I hate the wood grains that they put on those. Yeah, as far as placeholders go, that'll do, I think. Yeah, one of these should do. So, yeah, like I said, my aunt does this all the time, every kitten season. Like, she takes care of so many kittens, and is just, she just does so much for those kittens, and cats and any critter that needs anything. And so she often has her hands full because people don't take care of their pets the way they should and don't neuter and spay them, and then put them outside when they don't want them anymore. And so there are lots of stray cats and kittens, and so she's always like inundated with kittens during kitten season. And my mom was like, I'm gonna help you out and I'm gonna take a couple of those kittens off your hands just for now until, things get more manageable. And Then, yeah, they just kind of never went back because my mom fell in love with them, and for good reason because they're precious. They're precious babies. Um, but I was like jealous of, all the affection that my mom felt for one of the kittens that she just clearly adored. And I was like, I'm your baby. What do you mean? What do you mean Beanie's your baby? Although, okay, get this. I helped name the cats because in the past we had cats that we had for 14 and 16 years. The love of my life, Fat Boy, and Little Girl. And I'm like, okay, those names are just like, say those at the vet. You know what I mean? Um, and it's just, it's interesting. So I was like, let's name them. Let's give them some, like, you know, let's give them some legit names. And so I named them Nineveh and Constantine. And I felt like, yeah, those are pretty, like, those are legit. They're at least serious names. And now they get called, um, Nina has, Nina's not so bad, but she gets called Ninapai or Ninny, which is not like a super badass name. Um, but she's such a cute little baby. Like, she's just so. Ninny is not doesn't necessarily like not fit her. Uh, and so, uh, Constantine, I was like, we can call her Tina. We do not call her Tina. She gets called Beanie Weenie. And anyway, she's like my sister. That at first I was like a little competitive with, like, where do you get all the mom's love? And now, of course, she's like my baby too, since my mom's not in town or, you know, for long stretches of time sometimes. And so, yeah, of course, she has decided that I am the primary source of affection because affection must be acquired. And I don't know where I was going with that story, but she feels like my sister. I'm not actually mad about how this bathroom is kind of turning out. I kind of like it. Um, what do I gotta do for the floor? Clearly, I'm not like a minimalist. I generally like maximalism. I like a lot going on. I like cozy. Um, why do I like that? I feel like I shouldn't, but I do. Ah, look, I was just picking that as like a random one. I like that? I do. I do. I do. I do like that one. Okay, that's just weird to me. Nope. Oh, that's really nice too. Yeah, that's quite nice. But I was kind of shocked by that last one. I don't know why. That's just kind of the vibe. I'm confused right now. That is quite pleasing to me in the weirdest way. I guess it kind of adds to like the industrial feel to it for some reason for me. I'm leaving it. Sims is a place to take chances. And if you don't like it, you don't have to like hire an expensive contractor to come and fix it when you decide that ain't it. You hit a button. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do this behind here too. I don't love the effect that comes. Okay, that was a dumb way to put it. The effect that comes from like overlapping items. Well, it's not doing it there, but like here is annoying. Why is it? I don't understand why it's not bright in here, but it's bright in there. What the heck? Alright, let's just do that. And do I want to keep these walls the same or nah? I just clearly I am having a very steampunky like rust obsession right now recently. Oh. But yeah, there's a video of me playing BioShock, which is always kind of the thing that like it just does it so well. The oh, that was nighttime. The vintage steampunk, but like kind of futuristic tech, or not futuristic as much as like alternative technology. Like I kind of went on a mini rant about how it's not a rant, but went on a tangent about how I love the aspect of BioShock where it's like an alternate timeline in the sense that technology that we don't have is present in there, but it's still the past. You know, it's 1959 there or whatever. I think it's at least 1959. And I'm getting quite tired, so I should probably. I did take multiple naps today, so I'm not like tired as in I'm gonna go to bed, but you know, like I said, busy week. Um, do I want to do that? Do I want to do it lower? Or maybe I do it up here? Mm, what? Do I kind of like that? Like I said, if you're not here for the maximalism, you're in the wrong place. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Because I think the only reason I would size it up is so that like the ivy can drape over rather than kind of clip through the what's this called? Shelf. I might play a little more BioShock tonight. Um, but only if. So, I don't actually own BioShock. I family share it with my partner. And so I only have access to it when he is not using his game library. I'm leaving it there. I don't care. I don't care. Lighting. I want to put some candles up here. I'm doing the most. I'm doing the most. And that's the way. I like. I am curious. Um, I've heard content creators be like, I don't know how much of this I can. The thing I'm thinking of is the dudes over at Watcher saying, I don't know how much I can get away with singing a particular song. And I guess I was just under the impression of like, if you're singing it, isn't that like fine or something? I don't know. But I'm not trying to get any copyright whatevers because, uh, I don't want to have to deal with it. Do I keep that up there? Or am I doing too much? I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much. Ah, and that's why that can't stay there. I do believe I'm gonna leave that wall blank so that I can enjoy this view. Why can I see that one but not the other one? Yanyami, hihimi. Like, seriously, where's the other one? Why doesn't it show up? Okay, there it shows up. Maybe I won't be so extra. Maybe I will get rid of that. Do I want to? No, I would rather do entirely too much. Because why? I'd rather do too much than too little. It's kind of like a life philosophy word, I guess. It makes me kind of annoying sometimes. Would I like to put some clutter? Always. Always I would. Will it be the most random clutter available? Perhaps. Or will it be practical? Probably not. I guess maybe I won't spend too much more time on that. Although I do feel like it just occurred to me now that I always forget to put toilet paper rolls. Not always, but like, imagine going into a public restroom and they just don't even have a place for it. So they're like always expecting people to not use toilet paper. Ooh, you would not want to touch that door handle. Blah. Blah. Where's the toilet paper? Don't I usually see it? Don't I usually see it? Excuse me, I need toilet paper. It's not usually in wall hangings, right? Because that's not like a, not really a decorative element. That's more like clutter. If it's here, toilet. Ew, the toilet and clutter. What's ew the toilet? Wraithwax. Ooh, interesting. I want an unburned candle. I have an soul scrap. That doesn't seem like something you should leave behind. Spectres will sometimes leave soul scraps behind. Soul scraps are pieces of, you guessed it, souls. The soul of a sim, which is contained inside an orb by the mystical power of runes. Souls are a delicious delicacy. Ew! Snack on a soul scrap if you're wanting to feel rejuvenated, or if you just want a weird story to tell your friends sometime. Then does it get turned into soul poo? Like, is that just how we make our way through the next life? Yeah. Okay, I can't pay attention, so I do believe I'm done for the night. This is a haunted house in progress with a floating pumpkin. Don't mind this. This will change. Um, I did a little bit on this room, which will change because it doesn't have a floor yet. But the restrooms for the lot will be right here. And there's a lot of stuff that's going to get deleted here and moved around because there's just not a lot of harmony happening on this lot. It's kind of a mess actually. But leave this video with thoughts of this delightfully cozy steampunk-esque bathroom. Goodbye and good night, especially to my mother. I love you.